Hey everyone, about to have a climbing session, so I thought I'd maybe share a little bit what I do to warm up. Actually heard on Careless Talk, Aiden Roberts and Sam Pryor, I believe his last name, talking about how they warm up. I do something similar to Sam. I think he said he uses some TheraBand. I've got a wider or thicker band, and he does a lot more reps, but I do tend to just do some finger curls, and I start with like the first one, not a whole lot of stretch on the band, but enough to where there's something there. And I do like a set of 20 on each hand. Then I rest a little bit, get a little bit more of a stretch on it, and do like sets of 5 to 10, somewhere in that range. Just kind of depends on what I feel. That seems to help get my fingers ready, but also doesn't kind of wear them out or get too much of a pump beforehand. So that's what I do. Then I do a couple hangs on some smaller edges. Uh, when it's cold, like it is now, then I'll definitely like do a little bit on 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter, and I'll try the 6 millimeter when it's, you know, warmer, spring, summertime. I can still probably do the 10 and the 8, but there's no way I'm doing anything on the 6 millimeter. And let me be clear, like my 6 millimeter hang right now is like a fraction of a second. So it's not like it's good, but at least in the wintertime, there's a little something there. And when it gets warmer, there's just absolutely nothing. So let's do a set of 20, and then I'll show you the other ones after a little bit. So I just kind of get a little stretch on there and then just curl the fingers and tend to go a little quick. Okay, now do the other hand. All right, and then I mean, if I feel like I need to do a little bit more on back, I can do some pulls on the pull-up bar, different things like that. But that's normally what I use kind of outside those little smaller hangs, just for a second or two, and then a couple of boulder problems to warm up or just move a little bit there before trying hard things. So I'll rest a little bit and get the heavier one in. All right, let's do the second one. So like I said, probably a set of 5 or 10. Um, you'll be able to at least kind of see how the band is stretching a lot more. The more the band stretches, the more resistance there is. So that's why it's fewer reps, but same kind of concept. So let me step out of frame and get the stretch, and we'll go from there. All right, we'll do the other hand. All right, and I mean, I rest very little between these since they're warm-up sets. I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute maybe. It's not very long. So take a little break, do the next one. All right, short little break. Let's do the next one. So this will probably be the last one, kind of for the harder ones or the heavier resistance. I kind of like that quick pumping action for the higher reps, and then I like a little bit, kind of quick getting there and then kind of slow coming out on these. I don't know that there's any benefit to doing that. It just feels good to me, so that's why I do it, just in case people saw that and were wondering. So let's do second set. All right, do one more on the other side. All right, short little break, and then I'll do the last thing. All right, the last thing I'll do a lot of times is go to the smaller edge. So this one's 10 millimeters, and kind of get a full crimp position in there, and then just do a little bit of a row. I don't tend to full crimp actually. Um, Pretty much everything I do is kind of half crimp or open. So kind of do this just to help out a little bit. I don't know. I think full crimp just tends to not be comfortable for me. But here we go. So I just kind of hold there so there's a little bit of resistance, and then just kind of row. That way just get used to that full crimp and get a little bit going around shoulder and shoulder blade. Okay, about to lose that 8mm or 10mm edge, so go on the other side. All right, so pretty easy, but just warming things up. Now I'll move outside and get ready. All right, I think the lighting will work. We'll see. Sorry, sun's behind me, so I'm a little dark, but you can see the 10mm edges. The block I was using in there was from Tension Climbing, and then these edges are from Beastmaker, and so got the 8mm here, and then there's another one over that way. We'll get it in a second, but I just get in a half crimp position and just kind of pull up a little bit and just kind of hold there for a second or two. All right, let me try moving just a little bit. All right, that way you can see the 2/8. And then same thing just on the 8mm. Get blinded by the sun, and then pull and hold a little bit. And you can see I'm already starting to lose chalk, so chalk up on that, and then I'll try the 6mm over there. All right, got a little chalk. I'll try the 6mm. You'll see what I mean by its fraction of a second, so I don't count it truly as a hang. I'm not trying to say I can hang 6mm edges. Yeah. Like I said, about a fraction of a second. I just feel like I'm about to just slide right off. Don't feel like landing on a concrete floor and getting hurt, so that's about it. Might chalk up just a little bit, see if I can try that one more time. Probably won't record that, and then I'll get started climbing. All right, so done a little bit of warming up on the board. Everything feels pretty good. It's pretty cool today. Not too much humidity either, so actually felt like I was sticking a lot better than even normal. Figured out why I can't do that 6mm hang. I had my keys in my pocket, so you know those few extra ounces really made a difference. No, seriously, that 6mm part, that's kind of just a little test to see if I actually can ever start to hang it. I don't think it contributed a whole lot to the warm up, but you know, every now and then I'll feel like I can actually pull for that fraction of a second. Maybe one day I'll be able to actually hold it. We'll see. So I'll figure out what I want to do on the board and get some videos then. All right, so I found what I wanted to do. That's kind of the start. Can't seem to get to that black hold. I'd already played around some, trying to figure out the best way. It does seem like that's the best way, and that time actually was closer even than doing it in isolation. But that little tiny, rail on the volume, it's kind of digging into my fingertips there. You can kind of see that line. So I'm just going to try the top, see if I can piece that together, and then I'll probably move on to a different one just because I don't want to mess up my skin too much. So that's the plan. Oh, nope. Almost slipped off at the top. All right, so did the top. So I still haven't made that one move. I did have to practice that move from the black to the white a couple times. The way I thought I needed to do it actually was the way I needed to do it. I just didn't execute well the first time. So then I played around trying a few different ways, but they just didn't work. And then once I did it and got to the wood hold in the right hand, I couldn't remember where the feet were to try for the last move. So made sure I got my sequence right, knew kind of what I wanted to do before trying that time, and that worked pretty well. Sorry too, I forgot the fans on, might be messing up the audio. Oh well. That's hard. Okay, so played around a little bit with that one. Terrible route reading on the first attempt. So you saw the second time, like that crossover worked a lot better. Did play around, made it to the black hold. It's a sloper from Mimic Holds. It mimics some of the sandstone in Chattanooga, Little Rock City, I believe. So Stone Fort. Then trying to use the wood hold to the far right. It's just a dome, and my foot just kept slipping, so I'm not sure if that's the right way. So I got to figure out how to go from there. I think I'll move on to one other thing. Starting to feel a little bit powered down, so definitely not gonna be able to do too much more, but maybe I'll get something. Let's see. Tired. Move just the hair. All right, so tried the last one. It's a lot of moves, but second time a little bit more comfortable going through the sequence, was able to go a little bit faster. So I think that'll be key, especially with that many moves. I might be able to get rid of that dog bone pinch, but the flow kind of feels nice. So I'll probably keep it in because it's just feels like good movement to me. I think the key to getting out to the Gaston, the gray pull or gray hold, it's just I got to do a little twitch to get up there. Can't really do a full dyno or anything, but and I just got to do it quickly instead of staying there and waiting. The moves after that I haven't done. They're a little bit hard because the feet aren't very good, so I'll have to play around with that and see if I can figure it out. So that was today's session. So I actually didn't really climb to the top of anything. So it's easy to feel like it was kind of a wasted session or a failure. I failed on it, but I actually don't see it that way. For everything, there are moves that I couldn't do, or and so I figured out why. Figured out how to do them, whether it was changing body position, changing the sequence up, and then realizing sometimes too, you just got to go a little bit harder and better, instead of taking it too easy. So those are valuable lessons to learn. As long as I'm learning something, I don't see this session as a failure at all. And so next time, maybe I'll be able to get some of these things or add in another move or another link, another sequence to things, and that'll be good. So eventually it'll get done. So hopefully this helps you guys, and hopefully you don't judge yourself too harshly. No point in that. Anyway, have a great day. See you next time. Bye.